Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and I just got back from having my blood drawn at the doctor's office. I have to do that every once in a while. Okay, link to my sponsor. Before I get going, I just went and checked. They do have Ripple Private Equity on the board. Wanted to make everybody aware of that. It's linqto.com. It's private equity for accredited investors. Go check it out. All right, check this video out.
So
this guy's calling it a Bitcoin show of lies.
So Bitcoin burns 2% of the world's electricity or so to be able to process somewhere between 3 to 7 transactions per second across the entire world. That's it.
It's not many.
It's not many. And worse, it never could work for payments. So if we've seen come and go waves of companies say, we'll accept payment in Bitcoin. Mm-hmm. They're lying because they aren't actually accepting payment in Bitcoin. They are using a service that allows them to price in dollars, presents Bitcoin to the customer, transfers the Bitcoin, turns it into dollars, and so the merchant is getting actual money. So
I think this guy right here is pretty close to the target. There's literally no way the government would prop up an inferior asset as much as they do with Bitcoin if they didn't start control it. It's only a matter of time before they execute the real plan and ditch it for XRP or something similarly capable. I don't think that I think they are going to execute the real plan. I do think that's happening. I think they may allow Bitcoin to live. That's why I own a little bit of it. But there's not a doubt in my mind this guy's right. It was never Bitcoin, folks. Not to change the financial system. Maybe to herd everybody in. Maybe some of the people in the government got rich off of it and they wanted to just keep pumping it as long as they could. I don't know. But what I do know is that it's not Bitcoin that's going to change the financial system, and everybody knows it. And anybody out there who's a Bitcoin maxi, until you're willing, until you can explain to me why you're not climbing over glass to get to Homeland Security and ask them, wait, y'all met with 4 Satoshis. Why are y'all acting like you don't know who it is? Until they're doing that, you can't trust anything around it. That's why I'm not full on in Bitcoin. You can't. And you know you're being lied to right out of the gate. You know the government is lying to you about whether they know who Satoshi is. That question mark means a lot to me. And nobody has ever been able to explain this to me. Why we're just ignoring the fact that there's these people that know who Satoshi is and they're just not going to tell you. That's a pretty big red flag. Ethereum ICO, here, speaking of red flags, Ethereum ICO whale continues 154 million month-long deposit spree to OKX, which OKX, isn't that Chinese? And I said, correction, disguised ICO whale. When investigate Ethereum ICO, Hester Pierce, Gary Gensler? That's what I want to know. I think this is a Robinhood executive, and he's talking about when they met with the SEC.
We'd also been engaging proactively with the SEC. You guys probably remember in a bunch of interviews, Gary Gensler came out and said, we're open to crypto firms. If you want to do anything interesting, come in and talk to us.
Just come in my office and register. We just want to have a talk.
So, we're like, we took that seriously and we went in and we attempted to register. And of course, we did a lot of work. We spent a lot of our resources coming up with what we believe was a pretty good mechanism to register, which was it's a little bit technical, but it's called a special purpose broker dealer. So we came.
That reminds me, where is the ponytail guy, the Prometheum guy? Whatever happened to him? He was going live imminently with his approved SEC crypto exchange. What happened to him? These people are liars, folks. That's all they do is lie. Gary Gensler, that is all he does is lie.
This construct, special purpose broker dealer, you can trade crypto assets, and essentially these conversations, and we probably had like 16 of them.
16?
Yeah, we were going in there 16 times, and then at some point it kind of became clear that it wasn't really going anywhere. And I don't know what was going on behind the scenes, but eventually we just get an email, and they were like, "Well, we don't want to talk with you guys about this anymore."
Wow.
But we don't want to talk about this with you anymore. Kind of like when Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz went in, and Jay Clayton told them when they started asking about XRP, told them, "Well, let's stay away from XRP. Let's just focus on your business right now." In other words, so we can build a file on you and then sue you later. You were here in 2024. I don't know exactly where we are. I think that's probably pretty close to where we are. I just know that here's what I do know. There is no digital asset in existence with more pin-up demand than XRP. It doesn't exist. Now these people, the crypto Gestapo would not allow this tweet if they saw it, but I'm going to read it to you anyway. Bitrue had asked, what's your target price for XRP? Considering the amount of money and tokenization utility that will eventually flow onto the XRP ledger and XRP being able to bridge to it, the value cannot be $100 or even $500 per XRP. The financial institutions will require too many XRP on a daily basis. The value has to be in the 3, 4, 5 digits, which it is designed to do. As for the time frame, who knows when. In the meantime, you accumulate as much as you can, not financial advice. That's an interesting take. The value has to be 3, 4, 5 digits. I'm not saying that's true. I'm just saying that sure looks like a good thumbnail. That'll drive them crazy. Maybe I'll use that for a thumbnail. The fear is real and should be. Here's a Bitcoin maxi question of the day. Why does XRP fall a few days after positive news? Answer: because it's a shit coin and will fall further to zero. Here's my question of the day. Why are the Bitcoin maxis always so focused on XRP? It's because it's their greatest fear. The Bitcoin maxis' greatest fear is that the average Joe investor looks at Bitcoin and says, wait a minute. Okay, so Bitcoin's scarce. It's got these 21 million. But a lot of these digital assets have scarcity. They have a set amount, and that's all you need. So I can get more of this XRP thing. There's more of it, but it's limited in supply. But it actually goes fast. It doesn't cost me anything to send it. Bitcoin, I sit here and wait for all these confirmations. This is their worst fear because Bitcoin has nothing but scarcity, and they know it. That's the reason they're always trying to knock down the other stuff. They have no choice. They know if it's ever discovered that Bitcoin's a dinosaur technology and it's ever really realized, it's game over. Because why own Bitcoin? And here's another uncomfortable thing. I remember this from the SEC Ripple lawsuit. There was a question. Here it is. Well, the distribution of Bitcoin was very, very hard to know at that time. So Satoshi, the original creator, probably held an enormous amount of XRP at that time. Does that mean the government held an enormous amount of XRP? Question, 2017. Answer, I think so. It's hard for me to say. Like to compare. I think that, I'm not sure, don't quote me, but I think that was David Schwartz saying that. Look at this. Earlier today, the XRP ledger crossed an iconic milestone of 90 million ledgers closed. A big thank you to all network operators, devs, and community. Here's to closing 100 million ledgers. Let me make sure I hit this. I'm going to finish with this one, okay? I want you to hear this right here. This is Lisa Cameron, MP, Chair of Crypto and Digital Assets All-Party Parliamentary Group.
There were very few questions, but we looked at what was happening across the UK, and millions of people were engaged in the sector. So we knew that there was no going back, that this sector is here to stay, and that actually what we need to do is manage the consumer risks, put the regulation in place and harness the potential. Because when we looked at this industry very closely with the blockchain technological advancements, we felt we really have a digital generation ahead, and this is like a new industrial revolution, but it's going to be more than industry. It's going to be culture and art, sports, etc. So we need to get, and this is like a new industrial revolution, but it's going to be more. There were very few questions.
All right.
But we looked.
New industrial revolution. Now, in DAIXRP.com, what I'm going to tell you is what I think, like tonight at 8 p.m., Donald Trump and Elon Musk are going to be live on X. And I'm going to show you in DAIXRP.com one of the things I think they could possibly reveal. Okay? This is one of the things that I think that could easily come up on that Spaces tonight. And it would be, it could blow the lid off of a lot of what the bad guys have been up to. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe, hit the like button, and tell your friends and family. I'm going to show you what I think. There's a good chance that they could bring up. They may just barely touch it. I don't know. We'll see. But I think there's a lot going on between Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Here we go.